Hi Scott.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Do a little introduction about who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name's Scott Robinson. I'm the founder of PlugandPlay's Fintech practice. So currently advising them, having made about 55 investments with them over the past 5 years, looking at the scene and continually supporting our teams out in Southeast Asia.
Excellent. So let me jump into questions. Do you use digital wallets?
Absolutely. So a few different versions. There's of course kind of the traditional. So I would argue this is more or less like your main banking app. In some cases, they've obviously integrated with things like Zelle. Otherwise, Venmo is I think the most common in the US. Then there's the crypto. So I think I've used probably 7 to 10 different types of crypto wallets over the years. Ranging from folks like blockchain.info to back in the day, companies like Paul's Airbit's wallet and others like that. So very, very different use cases and very different interfaces.
So your wallets that you use today, are you typically using them to buy stuff, or are you using it to pay people?
Typically, it's I'd say a peer-to-peer payment of some sort. The U.S. market's very different. It's not necessarily integrated the same way that we see out in Asia, particularly in China, where like a WeChat or some sort of Alipay-like app is basically integrated across every type of service or every type of purchase opportunity. We've been watching, I think, folks like PayPal trying to integrate at the e-commerce level, but it's not as intuitive. So it's very, very interesting to watch how that kind of dichotomy is going on between the two markets.
Well, it's interesting. You straddle the East and the West, so you see both kinds of wallets. What do you see? Do you see a best practice that's evolving anywhere?
Well, I think, first and foremost, security is always a huge question. We've seen challenges at the wallet level when it comes to spoofing QR codes and others like that. So questions relating to specificity of address or the actual transaction security is a little bit different.
And do you, what's the typical amount you're seeing yourself moving peer-to-peer?
Well, I think it really ranges. A lot of the use cases are probably going out to dinner, taking a trip together, paying for things like that. Definitely for me, it's paying a babysitter or certain times paying back a friend that maybe bought drinks that night.
Interesting. So the babysitter accepts Venmo?
Absolutely. Probably not the consistent babysitter that we have on staff on our nanny, but definitely the one that would come on a Saturday night instead of having cash. Hey, here's $50.
Interesting. Okay. So, and what about international transactions? Do you see yourself doing a lot of them at this stage?
I mean, I think for me, the remittance use case doesn't really make as much sense. I don't have family, or I'm not traveling to the point where it makes sense for me to be moving money, but I certainly make trips around the world. So having an ease of use, lack of friction relevant to either currency or forex exchange or other things like that is definitely relevant. This could be seen as something like prior to Uber being here now Gojek, that was a very relevant and helpful use case for me. I wouldn't consider that a wallet, but the point is having that wallet function within the app itself.
So you mean like the consistency of service, right?
Correct.
So if you go from one country to another, you don't want to find who's the local Grab wallet for taxi, same way you wouldn't want to necessarily do that for wallets. And so if we just fast forward and think, okay, what happens when wallets are embedded in Messenger, social media apps that we use on a daily basis today?
Well, we see this live, particularly in the East. This is fairly consistent, and we've seen kind of the enterprise strategy behind that, right? So the MoneyGram attempted acquisition makes a lot of sense to buffer the peer-to-peer plus peer-to sort of enterprise environment. And I think we can continue to expect that shift to become more important. The use case of having a wallet on behalf of enterprise is going to be relevant when it comes to having logging of that information and creating things like different lend statements for types of payments. So
interesting. Okay. And final question: how do you see that impacting the remittance business? What's your prediction on how many years before remittance disappears as we see the wallets where you're having social media where you can text money to a friend across borders? What does that do to the remittance space where normally you're like, okay, I'm going to send you money, let me just get onto my bank, let me just do the remittance. That kind of friction, right? Because it takes time to do that versus text.
Well, I think there's a lot of hurdles in that, right? And part of the reason why there's such friction is because they need to know the customer information. They need to make sure there's protection for anti-money laundering. So, despite the fact that to kind of trace information identity to a device, there's a lot of reasons why I think it's going to be slow moving in that case. But that's a good thing. That basically means that we've tried to true what we expect to be challenges and strategies to kind of circumvent your traditional money laundering solutions. So, but yeah, time will tell, I think.
Thank you very much, Doug.
My pleasure. Thank you.